I feel like ngigqokise njengaye. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hlomu Series, and this is my YouTube channel where I speak about all things books, natural hair, DIY, and lifestyle. If that is your kind of jam, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the little bell so you never miss a video with Shugas. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about the fourth book of the Hlomu series, the long-awaited fourth book of the Hlomu series. Yeah, I've been very obsessed with these books. I love them so much. I want to say it's a drama. It falls under drama. I'm not gonna even say, obviously there are part of romance here and there, but mostly what I get, it's drama, because guys, there's literally drama after drama after drama after drama. Like, you can't catch your breath. When you catch your breath, you're being in love for like 5 minutes and then it's drama. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you guys like a little background of the series name. Okay, so there is Hlomu the wife. Hlomu the wife is an introduction to this world, or this family rather, of 8 brothers, right? So there is Nkosana, there is Usambulo, there is Ngoba, there is Umkhele, there is Kawe, there is Mbande, there is Mqoqi, and then there is Ntsiga. So these 8 brothers who have big eyes, dark skin, tall, just very gorgeous men, taxi owners, taxi drivers, gangsters, skimming. In Hlomu, we get an introduction of these brothers, obviously, via Hlomu. So we are looking at Hlomu's perspective, who is in love or who is in relations with Umkhele. So we get to see the brothers from Hlomu's perspective and how she sees them and how she fits in this family. So it basically just follows her journey with the brothers, her getting married, them kind of like going back to their past and solving things that their father did. I'm trying, guys, the reason why it sounds so vague and it may sound like it's because I'm not trying to give you guys spoilers. Like, I'm not trying to spoil it for you, especially for people who haven't read like the series at all. So yeah, it takes us on a journey with them. Like, there's so much going on, especially with Hlomu, guys. Like, I feel like yo guys, I don't know how many times I cried. Maybe it's because I'm a crybaby, and some people are just gonna be like, nah, it's just, but I cried a lot. Like, it's very sad at some stage. Like, goodness, it doesn't lie, and it's just like, listen, nobody deserves this. Okay. And then there's Zandile the Resolute, who is in relations with Nkosana, the eldest. So Zandile basically just takes us back to the brothers' history. So this is before Hlomu. So she's kind of like their past, because they grew up together, so she knows them from when they were still young. So we get to see the brothers from that kind of perspective, and how Uzandile sees them as those boys always, because obviously I feel like Maujola Numuntu Omdala in the family, you always see everybody else as like, y'all are kids. I don't know, that's just what I think, like, as a wife, that's what you would see. Even if you look at the other wives, you'd be like, y'all are children, okay, relax, y'all are children. So that's how she sees it. So we go through that. Actually, me and a friend of mine, we were arguing. Like, I said I wouldn't be able to read Naledi, which is the 3rd book, without reading Uzandile, because Ududu did something there. She kind of intertwined Naledi. So there are parts of Uzandile on Naledi, and there are parts of Naledi Uzandile. So towards the end of Uzandile, we get an introduction of Naledi. So there are things that are happening Uzandile that are also happening in Naledi, but Naledi it's half and Naguzandile it's half. So you need the both to make it a full circle, which is what she always does. Dudu has this thing of doing a full circle, and I love it. I don't know if I'm the only one who noticed that, but she does like a full circle, and it's never, even though some parts are like missing, that in another book or in another story you will get the full picture, which is what she has done, and I think, you know, it's amazing. And then there is Naledi who is in relations with Uqawe. So we get to see Uqawe also differently. Just like we get to see Umkhele, how Umkhele is with, you know, with everyone else, and how he is with Hlomu. When we get to see Unkosana also, because Unkosana on the first book, we know him as this, he is the head of the family, he's the one who's in control of everything, he kind of steers everyone into the way. And Kuzandile, we get to see a different side of him, the loving side, the soft side, the side that, you know, will always, that's patient. So that was quite interesting to see. I think that's what made me fall in love with Nkosana so much, was that as much as he's a man in control, he's just like, but he wouldn't like fully show it, but you can tell that he's a softie. Like, I don't know. I just like Nkosana, guys. And then there's Kawe, obviously, and we get to see Kawe through Naledi's eyes, or Naledi's perspective, which is kind of different, because the first two the first two women in these men's lives, they are Zulu women. So I always, as much as I don't want to agree with this, it happens, guys. When you're dating someone of a different tribe, your cultures will clash somehow, you know, not just like language barrier, but just like your culture, how you guys think and do things. And guys, I'm not saying I'm condoning Zulu men, but you all know how Zulu men are, especially like traditional, deep in the culture Zulu men, which is what these men are. So you get to see how the Zulu women understand these men, because obviously they're the same tribe, but you get to see the different culture and the clashes of it in this relationship, and because they're both rooted into their culture, so you get to see how it clashes and how compromises are being made due to making the relationship work. So that was very interesting for me to see, is that Uqawe being in love with a woman of a different tribe, which is, I liked it, because I think it would have been boring if it was the same tribe. Like, it would have been just like, oh, Dudu, you giving me the same story as just like the other two, you understand? So it was still the boy meets girl cute thing, but still you get to see like the different challenges that these women are facing. Anyways, I'm rambling, that's what I always do. So yeah, it takes us on this journey also. And then there are short stories, guys. Okay, so in this website, Dudu brought up like so many characters, so many new characters that were very much in the background, and they were brought to light. And I understand why she did that, because if she had tried to pinch it all in one book, which is what also happened here, but I'm not even mad, but if she didn't do those short stories, this book would have been too much, or she would have had to make separate like Iqunga part 1, Iqunga part 2, I don't know, because it would have been too much to consume. So I was very, very grateful that she put those short stories there. Though obviously you can see that some parts are being copy and pasted here, which is something I didn't mind at all, because it's not like she did it like every single time. But obviously you understand what, you know, she's bringing us to like, yo, you remember that short story? This is what I'm talking about here, kind of thing. So I think, for me personally, I think I wouldn't be able to read this book without reading the short stories. So you need to go to her website to read those short stories. So there's stories of Umkhele, Usbobo, who is the Zulu brothers' father, Ubabwabo. And then there's stories about Ukuku. There are stories about, who else? Yeah, but like, I think it's like 4 or 5 people that are there that she speaks about, that Nakona, obviously she doesn't tell us like the full story. It's just like she left us hanging, but I don't mind. So let's get into this book. Iqunga, guys. So okay, for those who don't know, Iqunga is an urge to kill. So this is basically teaching us about Tukuti, if you kill, ne, or if you cursed in a way, because for them it's a curse. It's not like they did it once and then they did it again. No, you get, if you read the short stories, especially if you read the short stories, you'd understand how they got cursed, and why it's a curse. Yeah. So in this book, she sheds a light of Uguti, the brothers who always thought Uguti, they kill because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to protect the family. They have enemies, so that's what they're supposed to do. But there are some killings that happened that Nami, I was just like, oh my gosh, that was so unnecessary. Like, you could have just talked to the person, right? Like, that was so unnecessary. But you understand here that they're actually cursed, and they are cursed with Iqunga. So they're cursed with always wanting to kill, always wanting to be violent, and yeah, that's the meaning of Iqunga. So in this book, we follow a whole lot of people, okay? For me, I loved it because you get to see just half of the circle. Like, even though I don't know the other half, but I'm grateful that I get to see the other half. So many questions were answered on this book, and I'm so grateful with Dudu doing this, because I felt like, okay, now the story, you're kind of dragging it, but I'm so grateful. So here we meet so many new characters, which is what I also enjoyed. Okay, the stories that were revealed from the past books. So we get to see Gugu's story, Gugu and Ngoba's story. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. I ain't trying to do that because I'm not that person, because also I don't like people spoiling things for me. So we get to see, we finally get answers about Gugu's story and Ngoba's story. We finally get answers on Naledi's mother, and Naledi's family. And you see, this is what I like. It just doesn't deal with one person. In the other books, guys, we dealt with Hlomu. So we were seeing everything from Hlomu's perspective. You understand? So if Mkale would go away and be at Zandile's house or wherever, we wouldn't see it. You understand? And Nagu Zandile, Nagu Naledi, but here everyone is included. Everyone. Ngisho ukazini ka Hlomu, guys. Like, the most of, okay, we kind of needed him, because if we didn't get from his view, well, not his view per se, but if we didn't get from his eye, I guess, if we didn't get that, we wouldn't know that one of the Zulu brothers' children almost killed someone. So that's why they were like, oh my gosh, it's, because they tried to raise their kids not the way that they grew up. So they raised their kids are like cheese kids, okay? Live in the suburbs, dressing nice, going to private schools. Well, not private schools, because they all went to the same school so that they can all protect each other. But it's just like, but when they saw this child almost killed another child, they were like, what the hell? We tried to raise these kids right. We did everything right. What the heck is going on? Until one of the, I'm going to say uncles, because it's someone that has been with them for a very, very long time. One of the uncles suggested, you guys, I have told you guys this before, and I've told you time again that you guys need to be cleansed because you have done so many things. So we get to see that side of them going to consult with the Sangoma, or umuntu obonayo, and they basically Lumuntu tells them that you guys are cursed. There's so many things that happened, and basically ubachelo yabagiva. So yabatshela ukuthi they need to do 1, 2, and 3. There's so many things, guys. There's so many things that they have to do. I was even scared at some point. Like, I was very, very scared. So yeah, I rambled again. So yeah, we finally get to see the full story of Naledi's mother, because on Good Naledi we only got we didn't get the full story. So now there's so many things that happened with Naledi's mother that I had a lot of questions, and they are finally answered, which I'm very, very grateful for. What else? Oh, we find out also about their father, Usbobo. So we find out more about their father and who he was, and how he was with his wife, and what happened in their relationship. Oh no, before we found that, we found out about their grandfather, and then from there we found out that I'm not trying to tell you guys the story, hey? Okay, fine, I'm just gonna tell you guys the story. Spoiler alert. Umkhulu wabo and his wife uThulula ne uThulula umkhulu wabo uThulula had a wife, and when he had a wife, they had not trouble conceiving but trouble with keeping the children alive. Like, they keep getting pregnant but they lose the children, keep getting pregnant, they lose the children. So umkhulu wabo njalo goes and consults with someone, and that someone basically we don't know what happens in the room, what he said, but he's like, you need to go back, you just need to do this. Okay, fine, cool. My boy to his wife is like, and then she's like, you know what, slaughter a sheep, it's gonna be a party in this house, and Lapo is just the two of them. So she does that, she slaughters on that same night from that same night she gives birth, and then when he wants to go plant the placenta where he has planted all the other graves, he dies. And we don't know so that's still a mystery, but basically that's what happens. Osmopo was a child, right? So it basically goes down, and he ends up having 8 boys with Unomafu. And we get to see, in as much as they had a perfect family, it wasn't always that perfect. Yeah, so now he was killing people left, right, and center. You understand? What else? Guys, there's so much happening. Oh, also, Charles Oakley is in love with Mhlomu. Spoiler alert if you haven't read. That's the theme. So the themes here, maninga theme, guys, lana in this series, it's just talk about abuse in a relationship, in a marriage, and control. And this book is more especially what it taught me. What I'm really, really grateful is that what it taught me is that when your family is rooted, especially in ancestry, cultural things, it can come and fuck you up. Okay, that's a wrong thing to say, fuck you up, but it will always come back. Like, if you're going to make a deal with the devil, it's going to come back to you either one way or another, which is what's happening here. Umkhulu wabo made a deal with that if he wanted to keep these children alive, and but he died. But we don't know what was said about the thingy. So now we get to see umkhulu wabo did something so that all his kids could survive, and his kids could also have kids. But that means there's always a price to pay. Guys, uzokhokha one way or another. You can't just have free things. That's just also what I've learned here. The another thing that we learned here, we learned that that the brothers were actually 9 instead of 8. Kale is a twin, so spoiler alert. We get to see also who killed Ubaba Zandile, that is Shed to Lights, and also Sibani, and how Sibani is struggling because he knows things about his fathers, and he knows what his fathers are capable of. And this book is kind of like scaring me in a way, because I get to see my hatred for the brothers. It's showing. This is where it's starting. First of all, what annoys me is that my hypocrites, ne? First of all, the brothers, hypocrites, ne? They want all their wives to be protected, but Hlomu must be the one who suffers the most, who must know all the dirty little secrets of this family. Yena fanele abone yonke into njena, azwe yonke into fanele idlule kuyena. If ukhona umuntu fanele abulawe, fanele kukhulunywe noHlomu. So it's just okay, not if wonke umuntu fanele abulawe, but sengiyasho ukuthi Hlomu is not protected in terms of those things. but yet they want their wives to be protected and all of these things. And I hate the brothers because now it goes to show they never really were there for Hlomu when she needed them the most. You understand? They took their brother's side instead of, because Umkale was wrong in that incident, and I'm not going to spoil that for you, but Umkale was wrong in that incident, and I feel like they didn't fight for her enough. You understand? Like, mate, you're just gonna leave me out there. I raise your kids, you're just gonna leave me out there? Like, really? So like I Ututu, and this is what she said on Twitter. She was just like, I can't wait to trash these niggas so y'all can hate them so I can start killing them. And ma'am, she was not joking. But yeah, my hatred for the brothers it's full force. Like, I'm annoyed. Like, I know men are trash, but with them it was just like, with the other books, I think what was going on was that we got to see the most of the outside, what the world would like to see. We got to see the fairy tale, we got to see the love stories, we got to see, like the good happy times, like the togetherness of the brothers. But now here, the flaws are cracking, guys. Yo, cracker. Like, I'm starting to see their flaws, their shortcomings, how trashy they are. And it's not just like, okay, that's just the way that they are. No, they just pour trash. And when Dudu said, after Imensi, she's gonna have Hlomu the end and then she's done, I'm ready. And I've read the mess, and I'm probably gonna do a review too. But she can be done. She can be done. I'm ready, because I hate everyone right now. I hate everyone here. It's just, I hate all the brothers. I'm just gonna speak about the writing, because for some reason that's what I noticed now. So guys, in the previous books, her writing always felt like diary entry like writing, which also I didn't mind because it was flowing, it was fine. This writing, I don't know, maybe it's because it's short story, so it's different perspective. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It just flowed. It was whimsical. I don't know if that's a word. I don't know where I heard it, but it was very whimsical, and it was flowy, and it was just going. I loved it. I loved everything. Considering that, Ututu was hot from the first page, guys, and that's what Ututu does. She's hot from the first page. The ending was very, very underwhelming. Like, it was so yeah, I am. But as always, I'll give this book a 5 out of 5. I loved it. It was very informative, especially about the Zulu culture. You can't just do anything and not have consequences at the end. So yeah, it's sad that the consequences went to the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, which are the Zulu brothers' children. And yeah, because we always thought, oh, that's just the way. I always thought that's just the way that they are, like, even with the kids, I'm like, oh, they get it from their daddies. That's how they are. They say it from their daddies. But now you get to say, that's not how they were supposed to be. They were cursed. So, yeah. But I had a lot of answers than questions here, which is what I like. I like, clarity is clear to see. So I had a lot of clarity about a lot of things, and I'm grateful for that. Goes to show that the series is about to end. But I also got those little bits of questions here and there. That's it from me and this wonderful book. I never really noticed how Dudu's cover is always like about what's happening in the book. You see, now there's a knife. This is one of the brothers, or representing one of the brothers. I look so bad. The knives, the blood, and everything like that, you see. So yeah, I need to cover this book because I ain't trying. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did like it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment. What did you guys, if you have read the series, if you have read this book, what did you guys think? Like what is your take on it? Like, I'm always down for conversations, especially about this book, about this series. I'm always so down. So tell me, guys, what you think. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Yeah, like, what's your favorite parts, or what were your favorite plot twist. Yeah, comment that down below. Don't forget to subscribe to join the Sugar family and hit that little bell so you're notified every single time I post a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.